Our show is brought to you by Barreto Home Solutions, Bayou Audio and Video, Hot Works on the North Shore, JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington, Black Hawk Hauling, Lil Dizzy's Cafe, Wags Food and Culture, Moe's Pizza, The Green Law Firm, Personal Injury Attorney, Drums Earwear.
Hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. 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 Hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Hash It Out Show. I am your host, JB, the sports guy. We got a good show for you all. In a few minutes, we will be joined by Coach Carter Sheridan. He is the wide receivers coach at Tulane University. You know, I'm a football season ticket holder over there. You know what I mean, baby? But we're gonna have him on in a few minutes. And later on tonight at 8:15, is the 2025 class of running backs in Louisiana the best running back class ever in this state? We'll debate that later on. And you guys know I cannot do this without my two co-hosts that you can find on CrescentCitySports.com. We got the one and only VK Jones. What's going on, VK?
What's going on, everybody? Like, tag, share, subscribe to the Hash It Out Show on all social media platforms on Facebook, YouTube, and on Instagram. And also go to our website, thehashitoutshow.com. That's thehashitoutshow.com to check out all our good content. Daddy Duty doesn't stop for me. We got a good show tonight, so let's get it going.
Also, George Peppers. What's up, GP?
Not much, JB, VK. Good to be with y'all again. And ever since, the adjustment of, putting the camera on, I mean, my definitely handsome good looks just reek all over the Hatchet Out show. We haven't had any skips, have we? But no, let's be honest. It's great to be with you guys. And considering the day I had today, yeah, oh boy, it was one of those. So yeah, it's great to be with y'all. We could kick back, talk sports. We get to talk with Coach Sheridan here in a couple of minutes, and a team that I know we'll dig into later in the summer. I think could be one of the sleeper teams to maybe find their way into that top 12. That they can't. And look, it's a big ask because Michael Pratt's not there, but think this Tulane team might have something. And John Summerall, his demand of excellence could be something very, very interesting to watch. And that Bulls hat needs to go, sir. I don't know why you wear that continuing to torture me like this. I mean, that needs to go. I don't know why you wear that.
Hey, man.
Hey, man, what? Hey, man, what? You got other hats to wear. You got to wear that junk?
No, the next show that we do, I will have a Michael Jordan jersey on just for you.
Uh, uh,
Ooh!
I got
and look,
plenty. I got plenty.
I feel you. I hear you. Look, I mean that was a nightmare on 34th Street.
I
That's
feel
where
you.
MSG is. But um, what I was gonna damn, I just completely lost train of thought. Wow.
Don't worry
Okay,
about that. It'll come back to
we're
you.
good. Let's roll. I know
All
it will.
right. Yeah. Q. George is on camera. You've been missing in action. Welcome back, Q. But I guess joining us now, this guy was a coach with the New Orleans Saints and at LSU. But since last year. He's been back with the Tulane Green Wave, and now he's back as the wide receiver coach, the one, the only coach, Carter Sheridan. Coach Sheridan, how you doing, my man?
Man, I'm great. Can y'all hear me? How's the connection going, man?
Man, it's great.
Lovely.
It's great.
It's awesome.
I
Great.
love it, bro. Hey, good vibes only over there, man. GVO. I love it.
Yes, sir. All the time. All the time.
I'm locked in. What y'all got, man? How y'all doing?
We're doing great. Doing
Doing
Great, great, man.
blessed.
Thank y'all for having me, man. It's a great honor, man. I get to click back in with my boy V. You know what I mean? We played ball at St. Noel together back in the gap. And it's great to reconnect with them and spend time with you guys. So I appreciate y'all having me. I'm humble, man. I appreciate it.
yes, sir.
The
We
pleasure's
appreciate.
ours.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we appreciate you joining us, Coach Sheridan. Why did you decide to become a coach?
Oh wow, that's a loaded question. Y'all came with a loaded question on the bat. I like it. Let's go. So at the end of the day, the game of football is something early on I had a passion for. You know, I love the demeanor of the game, the way it took all 11, you know, from all different walks of life to make it work. It's a complicated chemistry. It's a complicated process. You know, it's not like, you know, no disrespect to basketball and baseball and golf, but, you know, one or two people could be clicking on all cylinders and you can still have success. Game of football, all 11 on one given play for 4 quarters have to be on point in order for your team to achieve the outcome, you know, the goal that you're looking to attain. And there was something about that, you know, that drew me to the game. Like it's, you know, you're only as good as the sum of your parts, you know, in order to make this thing work. And I learned that early on at St. Augustine High School. You know, I wasn't the most talented guy, but I was a man that had high character. I held myself to a high standard, and I always wanted to, uh, you know, always be the driving force and do my part and do my job in achieving success for my team. And it was something that just the natural state and the natural uh, makeup of this game. I was drawn to it at an early age, and you know, everybody has that dream of, you know, I want to play in the NFL someday. Well, you know, that's great, but God has only touched a few people with that talent to make it to the next level on the physical standpoint, more or less the mental standpoint that goes with uh, achieving that goal. So obviously, you know, I wasn't, you know, I played on a college level, but I wasn't talented enough physically to make it to the big show, to the three-letter league. But uh, the Lord has blessed me to be around some good coaches and learn from some great football minds to where I could coach the game, you know, and that's been my goal, you know, just to build men. You know, I always say, everybody asks me, hey, what do you do? I'm a maker of men. You know, I'm not just a football coach. I'm in the man building business, you know, because it takes character. It takes people to, you know, achieve at a high level. It takes people to uh, be able to, uh, you know, just reach for goals that they didn't think they could reach, you know, before they played the game. And you know, my job is to serve, you know, at the end of the day. And that's goes back to your original question, why do I coach? And that answer is to serve these young men, especially in my community that came from where I come from, that are uh, going through the same trenches that I grew up on and me and V grew up on. And uh, that's my goal, to get all those guys to, you know, they might not make it in the football, but my goal is to see them and assist them in any way possible to, you know, achieve greatness, you know, in their, in this society, you know, whether it's the corporate America or football or whatever that may be, you know, just be better be better fathers, uh, you know, be better fathers and uh, mentors to the people that come before them. And that's been my job and that's my goal. And that's what God touched me to do. He might not have touched me with the talent to play at the next level, but he's touched me with the a gift of teaching and knowing how to reach these young men. And it's a job I don't take lightly. Every time I'm recruiting a young man, you know, that's one thing that the parents can, you know, rest knowing that, look, I'm not going to take this job of getting your son to that next level, whatever that may be, academically, athletically, however, whatever plan God has put forth in their future.
You spent 12 years with the New Orleans Saints. Was there anything that you learned while working with Coach Sean Payton?
Oh shoot, man, I learned a whole lot. I learned a whole lot, man, and not only from him, and there are lessons that I learned from him that you don't even know you learned until you're faced in that position. I mean, I had the blessing of being an assistant coach on that staff at an early age where, you're coming in with coaches that have 10, 15, like the 12 years you stated. I'm working with guys that already have that 12 years experience and I have none. So my job, if I want to, exceed expectations and get to where I want to go, my job is to learn and leach off of every single lesson I can learn from them. Whether it's learning what to do or what not to do, whether it's learning, great practices or, if you get thrusted into a position of leadership, whoa, I'm not going to do that. Your job is to learn daily. And one thing about me as a coach, I feel the one day where you feel like you know it all, that's the day to drop it. That's the day to go on to move on to something else, man. Because one thing about me, man, is always room to grow. There's always something to learn. There's always something to gravitate towards. And I have so much to learn still in my experience in this game of football. And I don't take that lightly. But if you're asking me one thing that I took from Sean Payton as far as a learning experience is to uh, learn and trust your own eyes. Because when I first got there, we're trying to build a team in '06. Coming off Katrina, coming off of an uncharted, unspeakable tragedy. That there's no handbook. There's no like, hey, how did you handle this? When you went through this. No, nobody has ever been through it, right? So uh, it was uncharted waters. It was a new experience. And one thing Sean Payton said from day one, when we were evaluating talent to build this team and to figure out, what pieces to the puzzle that's gonna, propel us to a Super Bowl and winning games. His main thing that I gravitated towards was trust your own eyes when you're evaluating players. Don't trust another man's opinion. Don't trust another man's evaluation. Trust your skill set as far as your talent in evaluating what needs to be in this building. Is he fast enough? Is he strong enough? Does he have the right mindset? Is he uh, all those traits, all those attributes, all those skill sets that you're looking for in a player? All right, when you're evaluating these college guys or free agents, trust your eyes. And this was a lesson that I learned in the NFL, which served me well going into, I work for LSU, I work for Tulane. I mean, even in high school, like when you're evaluating players that might come into your building, trust what you see and don't let anybody waver your opinion about a player, and a person, not just a player skill set, but a person as far as what type of character he has, what type of intangibles he has that's gonna serve him well far beyond the field. When Malik Neighbors was the first player that I signed at LSU. He's the first guy that I recruited and developed, had a hand in developing at LSU. And when I was recruiting him, a lot of his coaches didn't have the best things to say about him.
Mm-hmm.
He's selfish. He's this. He's only looking out for himself. He's not a good teammate. And I'm hearing this, but I'm also talking to the player. I'm also building a relationship with the kid, and all those things I'm hearing from his coaches doesn't add up to what I'm hearing in my relationship with the kid.
Yes.
And that's why I stood on the table for him, and that's why a lot of other coaches in that building at the time, when he was there, stood on the table for him because a guy like Coach Ogeron, I'm blessed to have the opportunity to have worked for him. I learned a lot from him as well, just as much as Sean Payton. Go off what you see and we'll trust you. Everybody doesn't do that. Every head coach doesn't give you the wherewithal, and your word being gold. And he trusted that. There was a reason why he hired me, and he trusted that. He didn't just hire me just to hire me. Like, he hired me to do a job, and he trusted in what his employees and the feedback that his employees are giving back to him, and I'm thankful for that. But uh, sorry to go long winded on your question, but that was the main takeaway that I got from working with the Sean Payton.
Before I pass it on to VK Jones, you were at LSU back in 2020,
Yes, sir.
COVID year. How hard was it during that time to coach the players at LSU and knowing the type of regulations and stipulations that was going around?
So again, we talk about coaching in a realm or in a climate that has never been executed. Like, we're in uncharted waters. There's never been a COVID. You know, we've never had to. Nobody's ever had to build a team after COVID. Nobody's ever had to build a team after Katrina. So you trust in your process. You trust in your leadership. We had great leadership in Coach Ogeron coming straight out of a national championship year. Uh, so there was a lot of things to navigate around, and one of them was, oh, now you're giving players the freedom to opt out. Whoa, we never seen that before.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're giving players like just these. The rules are new. So me going in, and one of the reasons Coach Ogeron hired me was because Joe Brady had just left. He was coming from the Saints. He was an offensive assistant, as I was at the Saints, and he had an outstanding year. One of the great football minds in our league, in our game. Um, so Joe Brady left to go to the Panthers to be the OC, and Coach Ogeron wanted that tutelage because he wanted the same offense to be ran, and he didn't want much drop off. He wanted the same offense to be ran, in the 2020 season, which was one of the reasons why I left. I went to work with him, and so now when I get in the building, I'm like, whoa, wow, you're giving Coach Ogeron, Coach Mickey Joseph, you're giving me the freedom to help assist in developing and build an offense around Jamar Chase, uh, Terrace Marshall, Racy McMath, New Orleans own, Jeray Jenkins, uh, Trey Palmer, John Trey Kirkland, all these great receivers. Keyshawn Butte, who will come in there next year. I was first of all, I was taken back. I was blessed. Like, wow, God, why did thank you for putting me in this position and for allowing me to coach these guys. And I'm also blessed for the opportunity to see that those guys really accepted my coaching and they listen. They have every right to be like, oh, he don't know what he's talking about. He coming from high school. But, they respected my football knowledge and listened and accepted my coaching. And I'm forever grateful for that. But then all of a sudden, you go from having a Jamar Chase, you go from having a Terrace Marshall, all those guys, and then like, hey, oh, hey, coach, by the way, hey, I'm opting out. So now that team certainly starts to change in front of your eyes. But we're gonna have an all conference season this year. We're not gonna have a normal 12-game season. It's gonna be all conference play. So A&I, something, one of those lessons I learned from one of my guys, Cortez Hankton, who I went to school with. We worked together at LSU for the 22 season. His thing is, and I learned from him, A&I, adjust and improvise, figure it out. Nobody cares about your problems. Find a way. And that's what we did. And so, guys started opting out, not just in our room, in the receiver room, but all around. So that changed the landscape of your entire room. But nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear about how rough the waters are. All they want to know is, did you bring the ship in? And day to day, that's how I approach. I always be where your feet are. My job is to serve these men that's in this room. Don't worry about the guys opting out. Our job is to win games. That's our job. That's what we were blessed and tasked to do. Our job is to serve these young men who decided to stay, and that's what we did. You know what I mean? And I had I had great leadership, and Mickey Joseph, one of my mentors, and Steve Ensminger, who's also been a great mentor of mine. But I was around some great coaches, and stick to the task at hand. Continue the mission until the mission is complete. And that was our charge that year. But if I was to tell you that it was all sunshine and rainbows and it was easy and it was just business as usual, I'd be lying. There was some hiccups and there was some real life live time training of situations we've never seen that we've never gone through. But the key was that we stayed together as a staff, because if the players see panic in the staff, they're going to take their cue from you. And
Yeah.
these kids are smart. Like, they see that, they sense that. So our job was to make sure, look, man, hold the united front for these kids and get them where they want to be. First of all, win games, get them their degrees, and get them to the NFL. Like that. That was the task, and we stuck to that task, and we ended up putting a lot of guys in great situations. You know what I mean, as far academically as well as athletically. And we could always hang our hat on that, and I pride myself on that.
VK.
Carter, man, it's good to have you on. It's been a long time coming, and we've been wanting to have you on because you have a story to tell in itself. And also, I wanted to say I'm very, very proud of you of
Thank you, man.
how you went through your journey and everything else. And like I said, me and this man played together. I even blocked in front for this man as well. So
I'm sorry,
that's
dog.
how that's no, you good. You got your yards.
I'm joking.
It's all good, man. But see,
It's
we was in the
always love.
trenches, but at the same time, it's like me and you have a great story. Jared,
That's
you
right.
kind of in the same boat. We wasn't the best, but we gave it all we had and
That's right.
had pride in our schools and everything else. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's
Jared's a
right.
Shaw graduate, so we had to grind it out. But for
We beat
you,
them every year. Shout out D.
um,
Joe. Shout
I,
out
I,
Chucky P. Shout
I,
out Mickey Joe.
I'm
Shout out
sorry,
Big
Jared.
Vance.
I'm sorry, Jared.
It's all good.
But at the
Good.
same
That wasn't
time,
scripted, Jay.
no. Let's see. I'm gonna say this, man.
Y'all beat us in '97 though.
Well,
I wasn't there. I
well,
was gone.
all,
I was
all,
gone.
all I know, hey, Card, I got this. All I know, my 4 years, from '93 to '97, we played Shaw 5 times, and we have a 3-2 record. So I'll take that winning record any day to the grave.
I'm sure you will.
No doubt. Hey.
Ryan Clark, eat your heart out.
Go ahead, VK.
But at the same
Hey.
time, you went to FAMU, made a
Uh-huh.
lot of adjustments in your career, made a lot, and then all of a sudden I see you with the Saints and everything else. You've done some great things. How it is so far with you, the transition coming from one head coach to the other, and you're maintained on the staff to continue at Tulane. What are your
Yes.
thoughts with the transition from the old coach to the new coach here, and for you to still have the opportunity to coach at Tulane?
All right. So look, I'll take it back a little further, V. One thing about us at St. O, all right, and when I'm recruiting St. Augustine students currently to this day, we just got two St. Aug students committed this past OV weekend. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And one thing about us, if anytime a head coach or somebody asks me, whether it's in '96, when '97 when we were there, or currently to this day, talk to me about this St. Aug kid. If I don't know him from Adam, if I've never seen laid eyes on this and that, one thing I'm gonna know, one a couple boxes that I know will be checked. This kid is gonna have high character. This kid is going to have pride in what he does. This kid is going to be a hard worker. This kid is going to be a team first guy that's going to bring everybody along and hold his job personal and hold everyone accountable that's around him. That's without me even talking to the kid. Those are some things that I could just say about them, first of all. Now let's go to the tape. All those things that, by and large, whether I was in Tulane, LSU, those characteristics and traits that I just said, those are at the top of every coach's list. So if I'm up here telling you, if you're recruiting an all kid, those traits and those standards are going to already be there. Now let's go to the tape, right? Can a kid run fast? Uh can he hold the point? Can he separate? How's his hand placement? All those things you look at after the characteristics and the traits. So they already have a leg up. A lot of the other. So getting back to your question, uh, that's not the first time that I've survived a coaching change. It goes all the way back to '05 when I was with the I was at the New Orleans Saints as a assistant, intern, whatever you want to call it. I worked for Jim Haslett. I was on his staff um, as a defensive assistant. Just this young guy, just trying to please, young kid, nobody knows, young in the game, intern, this and that, just trying to make a name, just trying to show that I could get it done. So I'm on Jim Haslett's staff, and my job was always, if any coach gets you a task or duty to do, always return that task or give that assignment back better than how he asked for it. And that's how you're going to make a name for yourself. There's always going to be jobs that nobody wants to do, just garbage work, just, mundane, monotonous. Man, I don't want to do that, this and that. Nobody's going to want to do those tasks. Every job has it. Football, business, restaurants, wherever you're at, those jobs exist. The way you get noticed the quickest is to take on those jobs and give a 10-cent job a dollar's worth of effort. So I would always take those little mundane tasks that nobody wanted to do and give it my all. That's how I got the receiver coach, the running back coach, the OC, the DC, the head coach to notice me. Like, man, this dude is like really giving a lot of effort as a kid. I might not even know his first name, but man, he's grinding. Mickey Loomis, like he's watching me work. Like, wow, this kid, like he's a grinder. And so '05 happens. I don't have to reiterate that story to you. Haslett gets fired. Sean Payton gets hired. Um, Obviously, as you know, when uh, coaching changes are made, they bring in their own guys. They wipe the slate, bring in the new. So it's always a challenge to maintain and to be a holdover from a prior staff. So when it came to the hiring process, there was a guy that Coach Payton fired. He was a receiver coach. He was friends with Sean Payton. And then, obviously, he knows the business. Sean was asking these guys, "Hey, is there anybody that y'all liked on this staff that that you think I should keep?" And my name came up. Um, Mickey Loomis, the general manager, brought my name up. Hey, look, this dude called Sheridan now. Like he a grinder. He's a go getter. So I had enough people speaking about my name, guys that I had no previous prior relationships with, but they noticed my work ethic. They noticed my go getter attitude. They noticed my mindset. And Coach Payton decided to, hey, look, we're going to keep you on to be an assistant. I'm going to let you work under Curtis Johnson, my mentor at receiver, as the receiver coach. We're going to keep you on to be his assistant, and you're going to be my offensive assistant. You're going to draw the pass game plays. You're going to do basically whatever I ask you to do. I'm like, hey, bet, let's go. And so I was able to get retained from there, and I never looked back. Like I said, I've been blessed to be around some good coaches. I've been surrounded around some like guys, some like offensive geniuses and some, defensive gurus. Like, and then I'd be a fool to not try to latch on to every single word they say, especially since that's where I'm trying to go. So I just cherish those moments and opportunities to be around them. Even when they thought I wasn't listening, I was holding on to everything they said because I knew it would serve me well in the future because that's what I want my future to be. And so every year I would just elevate. I would be like, at some point, Coach Payton named me the assistant player development director, associate offensive assistant, assistant wide receivers coach as it became later on in my career. And you just keep trying to build, and that mindset never left me. So fast forward to uh, 2021 when Coach. I mean, y'all hear me? I saw a little sign that said the connection was gone. We good?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah,
We hear you, coach. You still there?
we
You
got
good?
you.
Y'all can hear me still?
Yeah, we hear you.
All right, bet. And so fast forward to LSU, and so Ogeron gets fired. You know, we made a great run of it, this and that. You know, I still believe Ogeron was one of the best LSU head coaches ever to come through there. Um, so it is what it is. It's a business, and so and that team has high expectations, and I get it. We're held to a higher standard, and we embrace it. So Ogeron gets fired. Kelly comes in. This is December, end of the season. He gets fired. He got fired really mid-season, and
Right.
so now Coach Kelly comes in at around early December, and we get the assignment to play in the Texas Bowl,
Mm-hmm.
half manned. Like at LSU, like if you don't make it to one of the New York Sixes, I mean New Year's Six, or one of the highly touted bowl games, you're going to get a lot of guys opting to start training for the draft. You're going to get a lot of guys opting to not play in the game, especially since the now with COVID, the window is open for guys to do that now. And so that was going on. And Coach Kelly, he said, all right, at the time it was DJ Mangus, who was a pass game coordinator, and then Mickey Joseph, who was a wide receiver coach. He said, look, I'm gonna let Carter Sheridan, y'all. He dismissed them, and I'm gonna let Carter Sheridan take over the pass game coordinator duties and wide receiver coach duties. Little did I know that was an interview. Like, what better interview to see if you're gonna retain somebody than to watch them coach leading into the biggest game of that team season, right?
Yeah.
And so Coach Kelly said, hey, Coach Carter, I want you to stay on and, fulfill those duties. And I said, you know what? Let's go. Let's do it. And I accepted the challenge. And every day I stepped on that field, those players, and I had some dudes now. I had Malik Neighbors, I had Brian Thomas, I had, Jeray Jenkins, John Trey Kirkland, who was a receiver that was tasked to play quarterback because
Mm-hmm.
Nuss had opted out to not play that last game so he wouldn't burn his redshirt year. So we didn't have a quarterback. So
Right. I remember.
so John Trey Kirkland became the quarterback, and I was like, look, bro, same thing I tell my receivers today, same thing I told the receivers back then. This offense goes through this room. You know what I mean? This offense goes as we go. I don't care what position we're playing. And they they accepted the challenge. They worked. They practiced hard for 3 weeks because that's how long it is leading up to the game. The New Year's, the Texas Bowl wasn't until like early January, so we
Right.
had a lot of time to go. And to those guys' credit, they allowed me to coach them. They've worked hard. They practiced hard, and I'm forever in debt to them for that. And then long story short, we ended up getting our ass kicked that game, but we had 3 touchdowns scored, all scored by receivers, thrown by a quarterback who played receiver. Um, and every day at practice, you saw Coach Kelly looking out that window, evaluating everything. He's hands on with everything. He's very calculated in every decision he makes. He's an outstanding football coach. Um, so we lose the game. Uh, we fly back home. Some people are like, some people know, look, I'm not going to be back on this staff, da 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 da. So that they're already got their bags packed. Me myself, I don't have anything going. You got a few people calling you, or I might have this, I might have that when the season's over, but nothing concrete. And so it comes time for my meeting with Coach Kelly because that's the day when we get back. He's having all the one-on-one meetings with all the guys he's going to keep and all the guys he's going to move on from. And he ended up having the meeting with me, and he said, "Hey, Coach Carter, you're one of the ones I want to keep on staff. I like how you work. I love your work ethic. I love the relationship you have with our players. I love the way you go about your business, and I want you to stay on this team." And look, I had to keep it cool, but inside, man, I was doing backflips inside. 'Cause, I mean, it's so. 'Cause, I mean, it's such a stress-filled business. It's such a. I don't know why I do it. I mean, it's just such a stress-filled. You're under scrutiny every single day, whether it's recruiting or coaching or. I mean, I got 18 receivers. My phone always on. You don't know what they're getting into. You don't know when your phone gonna ring. and you got to be ready to handle it. You got to be ready to be there for your guys.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, it's what I'm blessed to do. Is what God tasked me to do, and I try to do it at a higher level. So anyway, he kept me and like three other guys on staff, on the coaching staff, and he let go of a lot of people. So he kept me on staff, and then my next order of business was to he kept me on as an assistant receiver coach and receiver analyst. So my next order of business was to try to get Cortez Hankton, my dog, in the building.
Yeah.
We looking for a receiver coach. So me, I called all the receivers like, hey man, hey look, hit up Coach Hankton, man, let's go, because he's getting ready to play for a natty,
Right.
you know. But I'm trying to get him in the building, because that's my brother, So I want to get him in there with me, So that happened, and it ended up working out for me. Now let's get to Tulane. Coach Summerall. When I was asked to leave LSU and go to Tulane, it wasn't as a receiver coach. It was as a running back coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd never coached running backs ever in my life. Um, but I know this. I can coach. I can lead. I can serve. I can teach the game of football. And what happened was, it was like the month of June. It was like June, and the receiver coach at Tulane decided to step away. And then the running back coach took the receiver job at Tulane. So now they're in search of a running back coach. And then, as some guys in the building, Coach Slade Nagel, who's now the tight end coach at LSU, he was the OC at Tulane. And he gave me a call and asked me if I would be interested. I said, absolutely. You're giving me the opportunity to come home and work 6 blocks from where my children go to school and be in my hometown. Like, I'm not going to pass that up. Tulane's probably the only job I would have left LSU for, because, I mean, look, LSU is a special place, but there's no place like home.
Right.
And so I said, look, I'm all in, man. And then I interviewed, and Coach first gave me a call and said he wanted to give me the position, and I took it, and I took it with pride. And me not knowing or not having any experience playing or coaching running backs, what do I do? V, you know what I do. I call up Dave Johnson. I call up Jabal Jalou. I call up Burton Burns. I call up Brock Hayes. I call up all these great running back coaches that come from this city. And there's a wealth of knowledge just right here in coaching that needs to be tapped into. And that's what I did. You know what I mean? I don't have all the answers, but I know this. I have a network of people just in this city alone that can help me go through this journey and be successful at this journey. And so took the job, took everything those guys were telling me. I mean, Burton Burns, he was my running back coach at St. O.
Mm-hmm.
And he's Louisiana royalty as far as running back coaches go. Still is in my book. Um, so those guys assisted me through the process. I ended up coaching uh, Makai Hughes to be a all conference running back. Had close to 1,400 yards rushing. Um, Made all AAC. So that's something to hang my hat on. I took pride in developing him on a daily basis, along with hometown native Shadi Clayton from Warren Easton High School.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys were the ones that I leaned on in this journey. Now, I didn't just teach them; they taught me too. It's always got to be a two-way street when it comes to this coaching deal. And so long story short, Coach Summerall, he took notice of, did his research. Uh, Coach Summerall, a great coach in his own right, and a winner, a champion. Like, the man just won 2 back-to-back conference titles in at Troy. Coach Fritz, last 2 conference appearances were under his watch at Tulane. Everything like that. Obviously they had some as it relates to him retaining me as a receivers coach. He had Coach Brock at Troy, who's an outstanding outstanding running back coach. All to lead the NCAA in rush. And Coach Summerall just, he made my day when he came in my office and said, "Look, I want to retain you to be the receiver coach back at the home. That's what you do, and I want you to get these guys to the next level and recruit the best for this room." And I didn't take that challenge lightly, and he's going to get everything I got because I mean his vision is amazing. His first press conference was like, we're trying to get in this group of 12 to make a run for this thing. And shoot, as soon as he said, I was already all in, but when he said that, I'm like, man, let's go. It's good. Like, you found the right one. I'm not in for second place. So we're gonna make a run at this thing. We were ranked in the top 25 every week last season. There should be no drop off this season. You know,
George Peppers. George. I
you
don't know
hear
where
me, brother?
George at that, Jared. We hear you. We hear you. We're trying to get our third co-host up in there. George Peppers,
I'm here. What's
do
good?
you hear us? Hold on one second.
What you
Well,
got, brother?
while George is getting recovered, I ask you this one last question myself. Which championship
Come on.
do you think is really like the most that really meant so much to you? The Super Bowl or the national championship LSU?
Oh, Super Bowl, man. Look, come on now. Highest level, doing what the best of the best. And the thing about the Super Bowl, bro, and look, just so you know, I came in at the Brady. Like, I came in like right when all the like soon as the fireworks were it's extinguished, that's when I showed up. So don't hold that against me. But anyway, the Super Bowl was it was one of those things, man. And you talk about lessons you learned from Sean Payton. Another thing was, look, man, don't get ahead of yourself. Don't rest on your laurels. Look, what's next? Like, the next game is all that's important to you. That's all we're focused on. Don't look, 2, 3 weeks down the road. How are we gonna beat this next opponent that's in front of us? And so we come in there and we start off on fire. A 1-0 mindset for 13 games. We went 13-0. That '09 season, that Super Bowl season. We had some good players too. Now that let's not discount that. It takes that. It takes great players and a little bit of luck, a lot of luck. All right, and we went 13-0. Then had our first 3 losses at the tail end of the season. So now we're thinking, oh man, did we peak too soon? This and that. But one main thing is that we just stuck to the plan. Look, 1-0. What's next? This and that. Just stick to the grind. Stick to what the main thing is. Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't think Super Bowl. Don't think none of that. And that was the mentality. Like, it was just, and there's times during the season you hit a wall because it's a long season. Very different from college. You know what I mean? It's you get like real weary and what day is it? You don't know what day it is because you're just in the process. And so we finally get to the Super Bowl, and it's business as usual. And at the end of the Super Bowl, we finally win the game. Confetti flying, everybody running up to you, hugging you, your wife, your mom, your sister, and you look around, you're like, God damn, we did it! Like, there's no more games, there's no more 1-0s, and I just burst into tears because it's like it's an emotional roller coaster as you're going through it. But then when you finally sit back and take a deep breath and realize, wow, this is going 1-0 and being laser focused on your players and getting them better and getting them prepared 1 week by 1 week by 1 week by 1 week, and all of a sudden you right where you want to be. And it was just an emotional burst of just you're ecstatic because you get to see that for your players. You get to all the things you work for to get them there. I mean, not just yourself, because you do it to serve others. And you see your players in tears. You're like, man, look, that's why I wake up at 4 in the morning. That's why I leave at 12 at night, because I want y'all to feel this. And then after you feel that euphoria, you want nothing other than to let your current players feel that. So that's what makes you go hard even more. It's what makes you go hard year to year because you want the guys you love to get the sensation and get the feeling of what it feels like to win it all. So for that reason, the Super Bowl was my best championship experience.
Coach Carter Sheridan, man, we truly appreciate you joining us, man, and we definitely will bring you back on in the future. So it was a
I
pleasure,
can't
Coach.
wait.
Pleasure.
I'm sorry to be so long-winded, brothers. I'm sorry, bro. I get emotional
No,
about this football thing, man.
no, you
Spit
good.
some passion. It's
You
passion,
got
baby.
you got a story to tell, bro, and you represent the Purple Knights very, very well, bro. So
I
continue to
appreciate it.
thrive and do what you do. We definitely gonna have you back because you have plenty of stories to tell.
Definitely.
I can't wait, man. Thank y'all so much, man. I'm humble for y'all having me on, man. And y'all keep grinding. Whatever y'all can do from us, whatever y'all need from the Tulane family, we here.
Oh
Definitely,
yeah,
coach.
we'll
Flying
we'll see.
Suns, B.
Not all day, bro. We'll see you in the season, bro. I'm gonna hit you
Yes,
up.
sir. All right, brothers. I appreciate y'all, man.
No
Definitely, coach.
problem. You have a
Appreciate
good
you.
night.
Thank you.
All right, bet.
All right. That's right, Austin Tyler. Joshua Brantley just committed. Crazy how La Tech did not keep
Mm.
him in their own backyard. But anyway,
Ooh,
anyway.
that's huge hearing that name.
Oh yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
bro. I'm like, I knew something was up, but whoa, Tulane got rusting.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We're taking a quick commercial break. As soon as we come back, we are going to debate the 2025 running back class. Is this the best running back class ever in the state of Louisiana? Right here on the Hash It Out Show.
Welcome to Bayou AV Security. My name is Rusty Mathern, proud owner and operator. We specialize in providing top-notch audio solutions, advanced security cameras, reliable internet services, and stunning permanent holiday lighting. At Bayou AV Security, we are your one-stop shop for all your needs, whether it's enhancing your home entertainment system, securing your property, ensuring a seamless internet connection, or illuminating your outdoor spaces. We've got you covered. We are locally owned and conveniently located on the West Bank. As a fully licensed business, we take pride in delivering quality service you can trust. You can see our exceptional work showcased in the Parade of Homes. Experience the Bayou difference firsthand. Bayou AV Security, where technology meets reliability. Call us today to experience the Bayou difference.
And welcome back to the Hash It Out Show, along with VK Jones and George Peppers, if he's there. I'm JB, the sports guy. Let's get right to it. The class of 25 Louisiana running backs is loaded. Loaded. And when I say loaded, let me just read some names. We got Deshaun Ford from Opelousas, Jasper Parker from Archbishop Shaw, Harlem Berry from St. Martin's. We got JT Lindsay from Alexandria, James Simon from Calvary Baptist. We got Noah Shepard from Mandeville, Calvin Smith, Hornville, Shane Ward, Destrehan, Diedrich Lasty from Riverside. We got Jalen Coleman from Vanderbilt Catholic. We got Lakedron Harvey from Dutchtown, Tobias Gordon from Westgate, Chad Elsie, Ascension Catholic, Xavier Ford from Leesville, Jordan Hayes from Ruston, just to name a few. A few. BK Jones, I'm gonna let you go first. Do you think this is the best class of running backs ever in this state?
I thought about this and I didn't realize we just named 15 backs just now and everything, and that's amazing to hear. But I hate to be the bearer of bad news, and I'm gonna say no. I'm saying that for a reason. Okay, if this class can perform like the class of 2023, okay, we have something. But what happened in 2023 was the most amazing thing we have ever seen in this state.
And what was that?
We had over 12, 13 backs that had over 1,500 yards. And we're talking about not just the known backs. You just named two backs that were part of that deep class a couple years ago. And now they're seniors. 2 years ago, they were sophomores. But you look at that year, and the thing about that year, you have the certain backs, but then people coming out of nowhere, like a David Kinsey Jr., like the running back from Bell Chase that came out of nowhere. Like all these other backs. We know the thing about that year, we started with a good seven backs. And all of a sudden, every week, we added another. And it was like this was unprecedented. Like this year, I'm like this. If they go out and I'm telling you not, if this class can perform, and I know a lot of those backs out of the 15 you name, a lot of them will perform very, very well. I'll definitely say that. But at the same time, the impact those backs had that year, and that was crazy. And you look at it also, like you mentioned, Trey Holly, Fred Robertson, Arnold Barnes. We're talking about. I've been living. I'm 45. I've watched the game almost all my life. It's always been maybe two, three, maybe five backs the most you see in 1 year that makes an impact. You look at years when St. Aug had four big time backs on one team. You look at Shaw with maybe the best backfield tandem we've ever seen. We look at over the years, you always had a little group. That 2023 year, I have never seen that in my life, that you had about 12, maybe 13 backs with over 1,500 yards, four of them over 2,000. That's unheard of. I'm like this, not trying to be a busting everybody bubble. This class of 2025 could be awesome, but let's see how they perform, because it's gonna be tough to top what happened in 2023. I just want to see it. They might be as good. We'll see, but I say no, because what we seen in 2023 was unprecedented.
All right, my turn.
Go ahead.
First of all, I want to clear something up with some people, because some people thought we were naming like who's the best running back in the state, and we're not doing that.
No.
It's a class by the year, and the names I said is many names, many names. Number two, somebody did tell me on Instagram earlier that 2014 is the best class ever. I need y'all to get out the Leonard Fournette prison of the moment. Get out of that, because 2014 was only Leonard Fournette and Darrell Williams from John Ehret, and they both went to LSU. So it wasn't in that class. So 2014, we're gonna scratch that out. You say 2023, and that was led by Caleb Jackson and Trey Holly, who both signed to LSU. Can you name me anybody else besides Arnold Barnes at Tulane?
Fred Robertson.
Fred Robinson.
Fred
Okay.
Robertson from Warren Easton.
Yeah.
You also had,
Wasn't Fred? No, Fred Robinson is 2024. You're wrong.
but he was part of that 2020. He was part of that
No,
20.
no,
He
he's
was
not.
part of that
No,
season.
he's not.
Well, he was part of that. He
But
played that season.
He's not part of that class.
No,
He graduated.
we not
Graduated in
talking about.
2024.
We not talking about graduating class.
Yes, we are. This is the 2025
hold on.
class.
Time
We
out.
talking about the graduating year they graduate. You
Out.
can't change that subject.
Out.
No, bro.
Hold on.
No.
Wait. Time out. Hold on. Time out. We're talking about season.
No,
We're not just talking about graduating class.
About the class.
We're talking
what
about.
Are you talking about? We're talking about the season.
We,
the class.
It ain't just the class. We got to talk about the season too.
No, not. We talking
Yes,
about
we
the class.
if we talk
BK,
about a
the
class,
dudes
we
I
talking
just
about one
named, the
season,
dudes
right?
I just named graduated 2025. That's why I said is 2025 the greatest class ever. You can't go while Fred being a junior in 2023. He
You
part of
got
the 2024 class.
we understand that, but at the same time, we talking about the unit. That you
No,
talk.
we not. We talking about
Wait,
the
wait, but you
class.
talk about a
It's a
unit
group.
though. You,
BK is a group.
I
It's a
understand
group,
what. Listen,
BK.
listen, listen, listen. I understand you're talking group. We understand what you're talking about with group. I understand it. It's still you talking about unit as well. You're talking about. Listen, you're saying okay, class 2025 running backs. I get that, but also you're talking about in a season as well. You know what I'm
I never
saying?
said nothing about a season. I said the class, this group. I mean, Harlan Berry had a great year last year as a junior. So did James Simon. So did Jasper Parker, Deshaun Ford, Dedrick Lasty. I can say all them dudes. But they not part of the 2024 class. They just started as juniors. They are graduating in 2025. That's how you compare the classes. You
That
can't
that
put Fred in
that's but
2023.
hold on, but hold, that's true. But dude, you gotta look at. Listen, I get what you're talking about, but at the same time, you gotta look at the season. Also, who was playing well? You cannot discount.
Well,
I understand what you're saying
VK,
with the graduation
I
class,
VK,
but
then I would say the season itself then. Because
yes,
in that season, but I
okay.
never said the season. I said this class of 2025 that's grouped together. If you go to 24/7 on three rivals and you click on state rankings, there's your class of 2025. I'm not talking about a season, which we could do on another show. Yes.
Well, I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna look at it like this. All right, look. We're being passionate about the thing. We're trying to get clarity on this thing. All right, like we did with last week. Nobody's wrong. We're just feeling how we're feeling. Okay, nothing against my co-host. He has nothing against me.
We hashing it
So
out, baby.
we hashing it out. We hashing out, ladies and gentlemen. But I see where you're coming from with that. You're going in a direction like okay. I class 2025. That is a I ain't gonna lie. That could be maybe the deepest ever because you look at it for a particular class.
Uh-huh.
For a particular class. I could definitely be with you on that. I can change my mind, right?
Yeah,
I can change my mind, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yes, I can say it is the deep because when you look at it from a graduating class standpoint, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
It's almost like will it top the season of 2023? That's what I meant to say. The 2023 season was the most unbelievable season ever for a unit of running backs. We understand Fred wasn't 2023 class or Harlem or I think it was Ford or somebody else that impacted that sophomore year as well. But at the same time, still they were part of that season that had so much of a deep unit. It was ridiculous. Even though they out of the maybe the 13, 14 backs, you had about 10 like seniors on that class, and maybe about not 10, but maybe 9 seniors in that class. That was a really, really great and deep season. Could this top it? We'll see. But it's amazing that you do have 15 backs as seniors in one class. That's really 2023 is unprecedented as a season for running backs.
Well, let me get back.
2025 will be unprecedented for a senior class of running backs.
Let
I
me
could definitely say that.
let me get back to it because we say Trey Holly, Arnold Barnes, and we have Caleb Jackson, who also
David
signed with.
Kinsey Jr.
I'm gonna get to him. I'm
I'm
getting
sorry.
David Kinsey Jr. He was preferred walk on at Pitt State. I'm trying to see who else as I'm going down this list right quick. It's Trey Holly. We have. Let me keep going. Elijah Davis from Riverside. He went to UL, Louisiana Lafayette. He went there. You had Walter Samuel from East Ascension. Went to Memphis. Okay. I said Autumn Barnes already. As I continue to scroll, any other running backs? Patrick Martin from De La Salle went to South Alabama.
Martin. PJ Martin. Yep.
PJ Martin. Yep, that's
Yep.
another one.
Good season. Yep.
Another good one. Caden Williams from St. James, 3-star, went to Austin P. Tory Lambert, I think with the Texas Southern.
Yes, Tory Lambert. That's another one. And I
Uh-huh.
think that was. I think that was. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was. He was a senior year. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
Javion Haynes from Woodlawn went to Louisiana Lafayette, another running back.
Mhm.
So that's great. But guess what? I'm here to tell y'all that 2025 class is the best running back class ever. I am sorry, and I'm gonna stick to it because when you look at this, how many running backs ever from the state of Louisiana has been a 5-star or a 4-star? And I'm going to get this up for y'all because I want y'all to see this. I want you all to see this. 2025 top football recruits.
Yeah, that's right. He went to East Tennessee State. He sure did. Tory Lambert. You're
Okay, East
absolutely
Tennessee
correct.
State. That's where he
I,
went.
I
All
was
right.
I was there for the signing. I remember that.
All right, cool. So here we are. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we go down this list. 2019, DJ 13? No, definitely not. No disrespect to those guys. So let me get to the state right quick. Give me a second. And I just want y'all to see this. I want y'all to see this, okay? All right, this is 24/7. They got Harlem Berry as a 4-star. We know Harlem Berry is a 5-star. So that's Harlem Berry. I tell you what, uh, that's not where I want to be at. To be honest with you, that's not the one I want y'all to see. Let me get out of that. I'm gonna come back to it in a second. Hold on. Be patient with me, right quick, guys. Be patient with me. Just be patient with me. And then I'll get into my rant a little bit more. All right, here we go. So, as y'all can see, right here, and I'm gonna scroll. Nope, that's not it. Where is it? Where's that? Where's it? There it is. There it is. Right here. Here we go. Harlem Berry, running back, 5-star. Deshaun Ford, 4-star. Jasper Parker, 4-star. James Simon, 4-star. JT Lindsay, 4-star. Jalen Coleman, 4-star. Did I just name 6 running backs in the top 10 of the state and 1 5-star and the rest were 4-stars? We've never, ever had that in this state, period. At all. At all. That says one thing. Number 2, we've seen a lot of these people play. Play. Nate Shepard at Mandeville, 3-star, but he's going to a big school. LaKedrick Harvey from Dutchtown, great looking back. Just got an offer from Penn State. Tobias Gordon, another great looking back that we've seen in person, VK. Offer from Georgia Tech. You can't sit here and tell me the quality of running backs that we have in this class from Southeast Louisiana to Northwest Louisiana is not the best ever. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This class is the best running back class, hands down. I'll put that up against any running back class there is. Hands down. When you got Deshaun Ford, Jasper Parker, Harlem Berry, James Simon, JT Lindsay, Nate Shepard, the list can go on and on. This class outdoes that 2023 class. And I know you talk about the yards and everything. That's good. But the level of competition that these running backs, who they play, makes a huge difference.
Now I ain't gonna lie. Think about it. 2023, they played some levels of competition too. Tough competition. Remember, Fred Robinson had over 260 yards
Hold
against
on, hold on.
Catholic.
One second. Miss Johnson, I'm getting to Dietrich Lasty. I am getting to him. Trust me. I am getting there. Be patient with me. That is one guy I have not forgotten. He is on my promo graphic for a reason, but I will get to him in a second. Trust me. Go ahead, VK.
Well, they play some tough competition too. Now, no disrespect. Not this some great competition they're gonna play this year, 2023. They play some tough competition, especially who they was playing against. You can't forget about the games they played. Look at David Kinsey. The games he put Shaw on his back, and then on top of that, you look at Fred Robinson. The games he had. He had 260 yards and 5 touchdowns in a loss against Catholic.
Okay, that's
The
nice.
I'm just saying,
Nice.
they played some unbelievable competition in 2023. Not knocking what they're going to do in 2025, but here's the thing I'm going to say in a positive way about 2023 to 2025. 2023 was a year of the return of the running back. We really thought the running back position was starting to be a lost art, especially with the offenses everybody runs now. But that season, the back was really came back that year of all the running backs that played in 2023. That's how deep and that's how good that running, and especially for the state of Louisiana, unprecedented. But that opens up a lot more because you're starting to see a lot more running backs getting back in the rotation, and not just that, getting back to not just they get back to more of the power offenses and all that stuff, even using the backs more, even in the shotgun formations, even in the spreads. And it's amazing how everything has developed over the years, especially you look at how Jasper Parker, the transition when he came to Shaw, and look at last season, how he just stepped in and is like Shaw didn't miss a beat. So it's amazing with him and a lot of these great backs. Michael Ford, another one who a rare beast. I'm
I mean,
telling you,
Deshaun Ford. Deshaun Ford.
Deshaun Ford. I know he's related to Michael Ford. I know
No,
that.
he's not.
He's
Xavier
not
Ford. Xavier Ford at Leesville is not
Xavier
Deshaun.
Ford.
Yeah.
Okay. Xavier Ford. He graduated, right? Xavier Ford. Oh,
You see you.
see, that's another back, Xavier Ford. You know what I'm saying? Prop the best back, and I'm gonna give y'all some history. The best back since Cecil Collins. Since Cecil Collins. Understand that.
Who
He's
is?
at Leesville.
Michael Ford?
Deshaun Ford. You talk about Deshaun, you not Deshaun Ford, Michael Ford's cousin that's at Leesville right now.
Xavier Ford.
Xavier Ford.
Yeah.
Best back since Cecil Collins.
What school Cecil Collins went to?
Leesville.
Okay, it's Michael Ford. It's not it. Michael Ford. No disrespect to Xavier Ford. Michael Ford is better than Xavier Ford. No disrespect.
No, but I'm talking about in the school. Talking about in the school.
Michael
Like
Ford went to Leesville. What are you talking about?
Michael Ford went to Leesville too?
Yes. Yes.
Well, 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 here's the difference between here's the difference. If Xavier Ford could get Leesville to the semifinals or the state championship, he'll probably have a better career than Michael Ford. Michael Ford didn't get Leesville to the dome. Cecil Collins got
Okay.
Leesville to the dome.
Michael Collins. Michael had a good team. Michael Ford had a good team, but guess what? None of the teams were beating Boston for sure at that time.
That's true. That's absolutely true. I'm just saying that they didn't get there, but you look at it at that time, Cecil when and you talking about maybe the premier and maybe best running back battle we have ever seen was Cecil Collins and Dwayne Woods in the state championship game, and Salmon wound up being on top, winning it all. So it was amazing in itself, and to me, like Dwayne Woods, one of the best backs maybe ever in the state. But you look at that class of 25, you look at 23, it has opened the door to 25. It has really opened the door to 25
Man,
because of
25
the
kicked
fact
that door
of
down and just stepped over him.
exactly. I'm but you got to give 23 credit that
I
they
give 23 a
opened it.
lot of credit. I do because we
They
talked
op-
about him so much. But now we
it's
look at this class and we like,
I know,
God
but
damn.
I know, but it opened the door because of the fact of the matter is the back was starting to be a lost arc. 23 really brought it back, and it was amazing because we looked at last season with all the backs you just named, and now you got these backs back for the senior year. Then you got other backs coming out of nowhere, and it's like, oh my God, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be ridiculous. Will it top 2023 season? Let's see. Because I'm telling you, if it does,
Yes.
this, like I said, this could be the deepest one ever, as in a graduating class. And you're probably right because you just named 15 backs that are seniors.
I think it's going to top it. But let's talk about some of these dudes, and let's talk about Dedrick Lashley. Let's talk about him first.
Oh my
All
God,
right?
we can't forget him.
No, no, because
No,
I want to talk about him. Dedrick Lashley, um, to me, is the most underrated. I'm talking about the other underrated running backs too, but he is the most underrated just due to his size. But when we talk about the biggest heart, no fear, it is definitely him. He is a great, great running back. It's just bad that he's not getting the looks due to his size. But man, Dedrick Lashley can play in anybody backfield. That is one of the better running backs in the state, hands down. I give all credit to him. Seeing him play in person, the heart that he has, man, you can't say nothing bad about Dedrick Lashley.
Dedrick Lasty is a dog. He is an absolute dog, more like an alpha dog. It's amazing what he's done coming in for the other back, that Elijah Davis.
Elijah Davis, yeah.
And I mean, for him to step up the way he stepped up, it's been amazing. And I mean, for him, it kind of reminds me of Clyde Edwards-Helaire when he was at Catholic. And they really underestimated him and everything else. Nobody really know who he really was until the state championship game against Rummel. And the second play of the game, he skirts for 83 yards, and
What's up, Duck?
Bob
I see you.
and our mouth dropped. Like, who is this? And then all of a sudden he goes to LSU, kind of underutilized until senior year. And his senior year, he broke out and wound up getting in the NFL. I think for Lasty, I think he will overcome a lot of obstacles. I think he's going to have a great year again this year,
Oh, he
especially
will.
with Riverside returning a lot of starters from last year's team. So they're going to be really good, and I think Lasty's going to do well. But I ain't gonna lie, one of the small schools gonna pick him up. Somebody gonna give him a scholarship,
I
but
hope he
not
gets
just
a shot.
but
I
not
hope he
just
gets a
but
shot.
but not just that. Here's my thing, and here's my advice, especially to his family. Ain't nothing wrong going to JUCO. If he goes to JUCO, Lasty will kill in JUCO, and he'll guarantee you'll have a scholarship at a 4 year. Go
I
to
gotta stop you.
JUCO.
I gotta stop you for a second. So for
Go ahead.
some reason, once again, my Instagram is not frozen. I just cannot put a comment for some reason, and the
Uh-oh.
screen went a little dark, but I can still see everything.
Okay.
Duck, I got Duck from Archbishop Shaw agrees with me. This is the best running back class in Louisiana history. The class is so deep. Thank you, Duck.
Of course, Mr. Duck gonna agree with that
No,
because
he keeping it real. Duck ain't showing no biases.
I'm not saying that, Jared. Stop starting mess.
You just said, of course, Duck gonna agree with you.
No, I'm saying that because for one, he's an assistant coach at Shaw, and two, alumni. But at the same time, if it was my guy who's a running back, I would stick with it too. Just
Oh,
saying, But I get where Duck coming from.
keeping it real.
He has a valid opinion. He has a valid opinion and a valid point. So
He's
I have no problem trying to start
now.
some mess.
So we talked.
Me and Duck go way back, so
Of
you know
course,
how that
of
goes.
course. Now, we talked about Dedrick Lasty. Let's talk about Calvin Smith Jr. from Hornville right quick. Another underrated running back. He's a big back at 200 pounds. He just committed to Southeastern. I need everybody to keep an eye on this guy. He's a real good running back. Strong. You're not taking him down with one person. You're going to need more than one person to tackle him. Also, like I said, just committed to Southeastern. But I know ULM, they are looking at him very, very hard. So there's a chance that he may flip. We'll see. I don't know if ULM gives him an offer, but he is committed to Southeastern. Quickly, your thoughts on Calvin Smith?
I think I cannot wait to see how he's going to play this year. I think I see a lot of improvement from last year to this year. He wasn't a really bad player last year. He gave it all he had. But what I've been hearing in the offseason, besides yourself, JB, Some people like, man, this dude, watch out for him, bro. He's improving. He's
I'm telling you.
continuing to improve. I'm like, I'm like, I'm like, I sound like a good sign. He was like, especially the spring game and then the 7-on-7, and it's like, I can't wait to see what he can do. And if he has a really good season, a flip might happen.
Hey,
A flip might happen.
Coach Sammy
But
Joseph was on the phone with his head coach, saying, "Hey, this guy at Hornville, ULM. I'm telling you, you look
yeah,
at him hard.
yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, that's Louisiana Monroe, right?
Yes,
ULM.
yep,
Yeah, so it will, especially with new head coaches and everything else, transition. So we'll see what happens with that. He might flip it, or Coach Selfo might be fortunate and blessed if he stays the commitment, stays the course, because Southeastern is
still,
still a really good football program out there in Hammond.
yes, it is." Uh, Destrehan, Shane Ward. He's a senior this year. He's coming in for Shane Lee, another underrated running back that everyone must keep their eyes on. I don't know if he has any offers right now, but that is another good running back, VK.
He's gonna have to really step it up this year. Shane Lee was the guy. You know what I'm saying? He was that guy. He proven himself that he's not just the fact that he's that guy on that field. He's a great all around athlete. You should see him on a baseball field. He's ridiculous. He's really ridiculous. Very good athlete in itself. What school Shane Lee is at now? Was
Destrehan. Oh,
that,
Shane Lee. He's at Nichols.
yeah. Oh, he's at Nick. Yeah, that's right. He signed to Nichols. Good.
Yeah.
And I think he's gonna help Nichols immediately, especially what they have coming back this year. Nichols could be a factor this year in the conference, but regardless of the fact, Shane Ward, he's a nice back. He's the backup last year. It's gonna be some pressure on him, but he's gonna have to really step it up and handle this business since he's gonna be the guy. If he can perform very well early and make an impact, taking some pressure off of Jackson Fields, he's gonna have a lot of off, and he's a senior this year.
Yes.
Well, if you're gonna put all your eggs on basket, it's the time. It's the time to do it. Put your eggs in the basket and go all in. Go all in. If you won't go get your scholarship. And knowing Coach Marcus Scott is gonna do what he can to
Oh
get
yeah,
him
he can fight.
opportunities, action, and also get him opportunity to get him in school.
Yep.
So straight up, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens.
Everybody watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Also, um, there's Duck. Duck then came to
Doug
YouTube.
Miller. Well,
I
Duck.
named 15. I named more than
Duck
10, Duck. It's deep.
he named 15 backs, dude. Duck, I'm gonna say this. We the same, we're about the same age. You might be a year older than me, dude, but we ain't seen nothing like this. Like 2023 was something else. 25, 23 opening up to 25. This is ridiculous what we're seeing. Because like I said, we didn't see maybe one, two, three, maybe four backs. We've never seen nothing like this. This is amazing. And I give a lot of props to the state because of the fact of the matter is the running back position is coming back. Not just in the state of Louisiana, I think overall in football. We're starting to see that a lot in other states. A lot more running backs.
To see first round draft picks again be running backs.
Yeah, so it's time to get that, NFL need to up that money for them running backs. Time to get that money again, man.
Trina babies, not Barbies.
Trina
I mean
babies.
babies. I know what you meant. Um, let's talk about other people quickly. VK,
Yes.
Jalen Coleman from Vanderbilt Catholic, speed guy. He won the 200 meters in 2023 in track. He says he's going to Liberty, but all these schools still want him. Running back, slot receiver, he can do both, man. He can do both. And he
Liberty.
get that ball in his hands. He takes off. You might not catch him.
Who's coaching at Liberty right now? I know it
It
ain't
ain't Hugh Freeze.
Hugh Freeze. They still got a good program over there,
Yeah.
but I think he's gonna flip. You know what I'm saying? It's another back. Vanderbilt Catholic over years and had some really nice running backs.
They have
coming through that stable,
yep.
And now they got another one once again.
Yep.
So Liberty is verbal, and don't get me wrong, Liberty has a good football program, good campus. Really has been coming up over the years. Now I think they're in the Sun Belt, I believe.
I think
And
so.
they've been making an impact. So, but I ain't gonna lie, it could flip. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised somebody like a UL or Coastal Carolina might just sneak in there, something like that, and get him. So
Well, he got offers from big schools.
Oh,
Big
if
schools.
he
So
got big schools,
he
well,
does, but this
he's
is
gonna
where he
flip.
says he's going, so we'll see. Nate Shepard from Mandeville, man. Another good running back. They're saying it's between Cal and Duke.
Mm. Nate Shepard is really, really nice. Very, very nice. I mean, I watched him last season. Really, he carried Mandeville on his back. I can definitely say that he carried Mandeville's back for that Craig Jones team. So he's going to really do some things well. I think Mandeville's going to be improved as well. So, he's going to, if he has a nice year, Cal and Duke could be some interesting choices. It's unbelievable because it's Cal supposed to be the ACC now, right?
I don't remember.
I
Maybe I
think
don't know.
ACC or Big 12, one of the two.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it's just unbelievable now that this change in college football and all that. But it's two interesting
Jamie
choices.
Chadwell is the head coach at Liberty now.
Jim Chadwell sure is. But see, the Duke pick, it's Cal trying to get themselves together, but Duke has been very consistent regardless of who's coaching at Duke University football.
Let's go to Deshaun Ford. Deshaun Ford has not picked a school yet. No verbal yet. So we're still watching to see where he goes. We know Harlem and JT Lindsay have verbally said LSU, but Deshaun Ford is 6 feet, 210 pounds, where Harlem and JT Lindsay are right around 175, 180. I would think for a big bruising back that you still need it for LSU from this class, be a good spot for Deshaun Ford to go to, but it's up to him. But we saw Deshaun Ford in person in the Superdome when they won the championship. Oh my gosh, bro. To me, that is Adrian Peterson 2.0. To me.
I'm not gonna go that far as say Adrian Peterson, but I can definitely say the power and everything else, the power, the strength. I can definitely say maybe a more like a Derrick Henry because
Okay.
he's very, very powerful. He can run the ball very, very well. He has some speed. He doesn't have the now if he has more speed than a little bit, I can definitely say Leonard Fournette, but no, he doesn't have that speed. But he has nice speed, power, and all that. LSU will be very nice, but I ain't gonna lie. Texas would be nice for him. He
Well, they
go
got
to Texas.
James. James is 6 feet 200. James Simon. We'll get to him. We'll get to
Oh,
him in a second.
well, if it's not to excuse me, well, it's not Texas. Let me flip that. LSU could be a good choice. Maybe Ole Miss. Somewhere they're gonna use a big back. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere they're gonna use his services. LSU is one. I wish I could say the Wisconsin Badgers. I wish because I don't know where the direction is. Because I'm telling you, back in the days when Brett Bielema was coaching them and Barry Alvarez, if you're a big back, go to Wisconsin because them big hog malleys gonna have that hole for you,
It's an offense
dude.
now. It's
You
an
just,
offense
you just,
now.
I don't know where Wisconsin direction is, but you just
Luke,
had to love what the Wisconsin Badgers used to do. My goodness.
I can think of his last name now. The head coach, he changed the offense up.
Yeah.
Jasper Parker. He's committed to Michigan and has a chance to be the greatest Shaw running back of all time, depending on the type of season he has. We're talking about 6'2", 200 pounds, great vision, and from what I've seen so far in 7-on-7 and the spring game, looks like he's gotten faster. You might not be able to catch him if he breaks away. That's what it looks like to me. But you've seen Jasper Parker. Your thoughts?
I like Jasper a lot. He's stepped in immediately, and he he went to at first he started at one school. Things was kind of up and down. He transfers and he makes an impact like quickly, and his progress has just been unbelievable. And best back of all time is Shaw. That's hard. Ah, That's hard. That's a hard get because there's a lot of great, but he'll leave ranked up there. He'll leave ranked up. I don't know about best Shaw back all time. I heard about your little thing, Mister
Remember my
Boyd.
thing thing. My
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
thing is a
yeah.
my thing thing is a fact. It's a fact.
It's a
It's a fact.
fact.
It is a fact. Everybody, y'all, you laughing. You
I'm
laughing, but
laughing. I'm laughing because of your choice for the best back ever in Shaw. I'm laughing because I'm like, I'm not knocking what you picked. I'm not knocking it. The dude was good. He was really good. Is he better than Lawrence, bro? Is he better than the Carey brothers?
um, number one, yes, he was better than Lawrence Bro. Yes,
Jesus.
he was, without a doubt. And those who want to talk about, I'm talking about Daniel Bourne. Yes, he was. Number two, everybody want to say Sharon was the greatest running back at Shaw. How? His last 2 years, he was a quarterback. His 10th grade year, he was a backup running back. How he the greatest running back at Shaw? Greatest player? Yeah, we can say that. Hell yeah. Greatest player ever at Shaw. But running back? How?
Basically, you look at the time that at quarterback, the way Shaw was running the offense, you basically can
The
say
running
that
quarterback,
quarterback. You can say
dual
you can
threat.
say you exactly dual threat, yeah, but you can say that position was almost like a running back in itself. You know, you're counting the
I'm not
rushing
saying that.
yards.
He under center. He under center.
I know, but you're still counting the rushing yards, then
You count
passing.
the rushing yards, but that's
Right.
he wasn't a running back. Now we all know he was gonna play that in college. We knew that. But
I
yeah, a
you know, I
lot of people forget about Daniel Bourne. Like
Daniel
literally.
Daniel Bourne was a really good back. But mine's is always mine. Not it's a very few backs that have been really good for Shaw. The two I have to the two that stand out to me is Chiron and Brandon Carey. And it's amazing especially what Brandon Carey
Tyrone,
did,
what
especially with
Tyrone, what? Go ahead, though, bro. Go ahead.
yeah. But you know Chiron's natural position, but at the same time,
Yeah,
yeah, he
we
had to
know
play
that.
quarterback.
Yeah, of course he
But
never been
but
running
but,
back.
but for both of them to do what they had to do, it was amazing. Brandon Carey had a great all around. If I've had to pick one out the two, it would be Brandon Carey.
Okay.
You know, it would be Brandon Carey one, two would be Bruce James,
Mm-hmm.
three would probably be I'd probably give it to Daniel Boone, four Lawrence Bro, five Kendall Bussey, and
How you feel about Trey
that would
Regis?
be my top
How you
five.
feel about Trey Regis?
Trey Regis was cool, man. I'm not tripping on Trey. Trey was nice. You know what I'm saying? But what Lawrence Bro did was unfreaking real. Him and Bourne. You know, they're both better than Regis. And don't get me wrong, Regis, really kind of broke out after he transferred. So it is what it is, but he was a good back. But that's my top five all time
That's
at
cool.
Shaw. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna knock that's your opinion that Daniel Bourne, but I know some not just Shaw folks, but some West Bank folks is like, wait a minute, Daniel Bourne. Just saying.
Hey, they sleep. Wait,
Hey,
they
you
behind
might,
up.
you might
All right.
well, you might say Daniel Bourne is probably one of the sleeper backs. Like you probably think
He's
he's
one of
probably the
the
best
greatest
back
backs
ever.
at Shaw. He's
You
one of their
probably think
greatest
he's one of
backs.
the best back. I'm not knocking you, but at the same time, Daniel Bourne might be one of the most slept on backs in this city, and people still sleeping on him. He was a really good back at
Need
Shaw.
to break up. Let's move on. Jasper Parker, like I said, after this year, maybe one of the greatest backs. He will be, without a doubt. Harlem Berry, 5-star running back going to LSU. Electric, elusive, hard to. Well, I mean, he can make you miss. He can make you miss.
Harlem is nice. Harlem is real nice. He's been very consistent for his 4 years, man. It's been amazing what we have seen in his career, and we hoping he'll finish his career on top, maybe a state champion. If not, semifinal, something. You know what I'm saying? I know how good and competitive an athlete that he is, and he wants to go out on top,
Yes, he
playing
does.
two sports, playing football and playing basketball, and more better on the football field than basketball, just to
Yeah,
be honest.
yeah.
But at the same time, being in those positions to try to win championships just wasn't there. But he's hoping this year that he'll go out in a blazer or some way somehow. But He maintains himself. His character is just very, very humble when he comes off the field. But on and off, the teachers, the administration, the coach, they love what he does on and off the field,
Yeah.
especially in that classroom. So that's the biggest thing. Besides his stats, those grades really got him highly recruited early. And with that being said, for him staying consistent, that's going to really help him. Hopefully, he has a good breakout and great year, senior year. It's going to be interesting to see. Like he chose LSU for right now. Is it an official signing? And I think it's official, right? When he
No, he
made
didn't
that
sign yet.
announcement,
This is verbal, but
it's a verbal.
he
Yeah,
just he doing things for Bryce Underwood. It's happening. JT Lindsey from Alexandria hit the scene late. Got the big offer from LSU, and he committed immediately. Thoughts on JT Lindsey?
JT Lindsey. I mean, what a run that he was a huge key last year to that Alexandria playoff run. So for JT Lindsey, I mean, sometimes this is one of them things. It's not how you start, how you finish. So he finished so strong that LSU was like, we need to call him. We need to call him up. We need to get him something. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens because if JT signs up and if he officially signs and Harlem Berry signs up, it's going to be unbelievable to see what happened on Saturday. Like some of these backs who may be being recruited by LSU, you don't want too many people in the kitchen now. You want to go somewhere, make sure you go somewhere and make sure you get your shot. That's what I'm saying. Like for Harlem Berry, to be honest, you know what I'm saying? LSU is not bad of a situation. The better situation for Harlem Berry, and I'm gonna be honest, Ohio State is the better situation for Harlem Berry. For him to go out there, get his shine on in the Big Ten, and then on top of that, he'll get a lot of opportunities out there to really flourish over in Columbus. So I really think Ohio State will be the better situation for Harlem Berry than LSU. Not knocking the Tigers, but just saying overall, because the big key, especially to a lot of these recruiting and a lot of these seniors and athletes, it ain't just about getting, it's about the love, it's about getting the scholarship, but not just that. Are you going and education is important too, but am I going to play? That's the
Well,
key. Am I going to
I
play?
think he will eventually play at LSU. I think you can use him at running back. He's not an every down back. I think you can put him in slot receiver, and he showed at this camp that he could do receiver stuff. So I think
Yeah, he could.
as long as you got the right coach that know how to use him correctly, he'll be fine. Before we get to the last running back, Kenny Ramonde if Harlem Berry is on any other team other than St. Martin's, could he win Gatorade Player of the Year? Because at St. Martin, he's playing in a lower classification that gets overshadowed. And also, he doesn't have the talent around him at St. Martin. It's not his fault. Riverside has more talent than St. Martin's. That's why they get the win over St. Martin's. Is it possible? Yeah. Let's say he was at a Zachary's, at the car, Destrehan's. Yeah, it is very, very possible, without a doubt. You agree?
Yes, I agree. He definitely will get that chance. I think he'll still be a candidate to win it, but it's going to be really really tough this year for him to be the Gatorade Player of the Year. The only way he gets Gatorade Player of the Year,
Gotta win state.
he's got to win state,
Gotta
or
win state.
not just win state. If he gets to the state championship and St. Martin's loses, but in a close game, and he has an outstanding performance, then that's when he'll get rewarded because sometimes you just can't deny great performances. It's just like when the Florida Panthers in the NHL, and I hate to put hockey into the thing, but Florida Panthers winning their first Stanley Cup and they awarded the MVP to Connor McDavid for the Edmonton Oilers. And that's the first time in a long time that a losing player got an MVP because when you look at the stats throughout the postseason, and especially the performances in the postseason, especially the finals, it's almost like you just can't deny somebody who does great things. So it happens sometimes. But the only way that Harlem Barrett can get it if he gets St. Martin's the state, they lose a close game, or wins the state title.
Last one, Mr. James Simon from Calvary Baptist. We saw
Man,
this guy run on St. Charles Catholic for 171 yards. This guy has power. He has speed. He's elusive. He can make you miss. He has it all. And he's going to Texas to play for Shark, Steve Sarkisian. I think it's a great fit. I really do.
well, I didn't know anything about James Simon until you said something about James Simon the week of the championships.
What? Okay, go ahead.
I don't think it was it the week of, yeah, the week of, like, I think it was semifinals and the championships.
Uh-huh.
You kept on talking about this James Simon kid. Like, who is James? He's gonna make an impact. I'm like, man, I'm going with St. Charles. I don't know who this James Simon. He might be really good. I want to see what he got. And when I seen what I seen, I was amazed. I said, this dude can play. This dude can play. And I was impressed with him, and I was impressed at the quarterback because
Even
I was
Waddell.
like, oh my God. I was like looking at the numbers. I was like, is this right? Like, bruh, that's ridiculous. That's like NFL numbers or Heisman Trophy numbers with Waddell. But regardless of the fact, Simon, he can play. He can do it. Like, to me, and I hate to say it, looking at this class, the best back in the state. Best back in the state, period. To be honest. James Simon can do it all. He's my number one back in the state. And number two is Deshaun Ford. Because, bruh, what James Simon did to St. Charles Catholic was freaking criminal. Was freaking criminal. That's just how I've seen some performances over the years by a back that just was so criminal. He's one of them. The other, Jay Lucas against John Curtis,
Redemptress.
Dwayne Woods against John Curtis. Who another one I could say? Tristan Smith against John Curtis.
He's naming John
Did, and I hate to say that against
Even on
Curtis,
John
but
Curtis. God.
wait, there was another game with some good running back performance. I'm trying to think about it in itself.
Don't worry about it. It's okay. You named
But,
a lot.
there's some great performances overall, especially in the championship. For him, it's amazing. He's the best back in the state. He can do it all.
Well, I'm not gonna name no best back tonight. So y'all can go at VK Neck about why you named this guy the best back and you didn't name me. I'm not doing it. I want to talk about the classes and that we
I,
did. Class of 2025, y'all will be the best ever.
I,
Yes.
yeah, I think it might be. I just want to see what it does. I'm like this. No, Mr. Ramaley, I know I'm not putting down Curtis. Okay, look, I have nothing but respect for that John Curtis program, JT Curtis, and his staff, including Jeff Curtis. I have nothing but respect for them guys, nothing but love for them guys. So it's just moments when you least expect, and it happens. Like I said, that's why I went with. I'm just going with what I see right now. But that top two backs, that might change. We still got a whole season to go.
See, they coming at you on Instagram.
They're coming at me on
S9,
Instagram.
S9, who just transferred to Alexandria. So no JT Lindsey. See, you won't name the best running backs. I told you they about to come for you. I'm not naming them. They coming.
Oh, they are coming, but let me tell you something about JT Lindsey.
You want to say who the best is? See, I wasn't going that route today.
I'm like this. Did JT Lindsey get to the dome? No. He
Some of
had
the
a
best running
perform.
backs don't even get to the dome.
No, I know he was a good back, but here's the thing about JT Lindsey. He got things going late. We talking about a whole season. We talking about pillar to post. That's what we talking about. You know what I'm saying? JT Lindsey is awesome. He is an awesome back. And I think he's gonna have a great year. Who knows? He might be the best back, might be best back in the state at the end of the year. So we'll see about that. I'm just ready. I'm ready for the blowback. I've been a veteran for too long. I'm ready for the blowback.
S9, S9. There you have it. There you have it. See, I wasn't doing that today. I was not naming who the best back is. Nuh-uh. But best class, this will be it. Everybody, we thank you all for joining us tonight. We truly do.
Yes.
Thank you to Coach Carter Sheridan for joining us. Oh man,
This is the only time I'll be hiding. That's the only time I'll be hiding.
Hey, anybody got a game and y'all run out of bounds and see VK on the sideline, y'all go ahead and run him over, all right? And say, that's for not naming me. That's for not naming me as the best running back. I ain't going that route.
How you gonna put your dog on Front Street like that? That's messed up.
Because when I see him coming, I'm running too. Save yourself.
Mm-hmm. All right, bro. Don't make me pull a Franklin Sato on you and get you set up. No. You watch Snowfall. You know how Franklin just set people up.
I don't watch Snowfall.
You don't watch Snowfall?
No, I don't.
I think you need to start watching it. I'm telling you, Snowfall is maybe one of the most underrated shows you'll ever see. I just started watching it. It's some interesting stuff.
No doubt. Everybody for George Peppers, and I got to check on George. I don't know what happened to him. George Peppers, for VK Jones, I'm JB the Sports Guy. We're back here tomorrow night. We have Mr. G Sports joining us. A couple things we want to talk to him about, and he'll give us his honest opinion on it. So we're back here tomorrow night at 7:30 with G Sports joining us at 8:15. We'll see y'all tomorrow right here on the Hash It Out Show. Y'all take care.
Head coach of the Hahnville Tigers boys basketball team, and you are watching the Hash It Out Show.
Thank you for watching the Hash It Out Show. Please like, subscribe,